Would you pray with me? O good and gracious God, we do indeed give you thanks for your holy word, the ancient texts which we have received, which teach us of your way with your people. And we thank you, O gracious God, for the living word, the advocate that is with us, that enables us to hear what you are saying to us this day. Now may the words of my mouth and the meditation of all our hearts be acceptable in your sight, Lord, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Peek inside someone's home and you will learn what they love. The colors they choose, the photos on the walls, the books on the shelves, the shine on the appliance, the size of the screen, how many screens there are. Houses tell the truth about our hearts. Poking around in most people's homes will also tell you something about what they fear. At least mine does. Locks and an alarm system, fear of invasion and theft. A baby gate across the room that holds the kitty litter, fear of the dog making terrible decisions. A nasal spray that raises blood sugar, fear of my husband having another awful hypoglycemic episode. Savings and retirement accounts, fear of instability, poverty. Then there's my closet. Moisturizers for face and arms and feet, fear of wrinkles, itching and cracking. 4 pairs of athletic shoes in rotation, fear of creaking knees and aching feet. Well, they are sensible choices, and still every one of them tells you something about what I fear. Paul's tour of Athens reveals much the same thing. All those idols and temples point to the things that the people of Athens love, the virtues they value, their earthly security, their desired affections, the blessings they want to obtain. But in a truer sense, the idols and temples reveal what the Athenians fear. Those same gods may be angry if they are not appeased. The virtues and blessings will be ripped away if the people do not attend to these little gods in just the right way. In all that Paul sees, one altar speaks fear more clearly than all the others. Here is an altar to an unknown God. Here is an altar just in case there is one more God to fear, one more God they might have missed, one more power that could be their ruin. The Apostle Paul points to this altar and offers what he knows, that there is one God who does not need to be feared. It is the God who has created all that is, the God in whom we live and move and have our being. This God, who is known to me, Paul says, can be known to you. And living with this God, worshiping this God, is a way to experience freedom from fear in this life and forever. Do not fear what they fear, That's from the first letter of Peter. Do not fear what they fear, not gods made of stone and metal, not rulers who pretend to be God, not even death itself. Instead, fear that by trying to preserve your life, you lose it. Fear that the one God is waiting to be known by you, and you are so busy locking up your mind and heart and house that you miss the chance to worship and to live. Now, God knows there are fears worth having. There are fearsome things in this world, and we need to act. There is violence, indignity, and injustice in the world. There is the risk of injury and illness to ourselves, and even worse, to those we love. But the God Paul knows, the God we know in Jesus Christ, is with us in all of this. This is not a little God who sits up on a shelf waiting to be shined up when we need a special prayer. This is not an angry God waiting to pick out your misdeeds and make them your undoing. This is a God who is in all and through all and with all, and promises to be with you always. The invitation Paul extends to the Athenians, and that Jesus is still extending to us, is to worship this God. Paul is convinced that when we do this, when we bow down to this God and to no other, we will find ourselves living full, courageous, and compassionate lives. And he casts the vision even farther into the future, believing that when the day comes that we stand face to face with the Creator of all that is, we will be completely free of fear. If we accept the invitation and worship the God who knows us, we live each day not crippled by fear. We are not afraid of the gods made of plastic or gold, or the wannabe gods who offer us complete security or eternally younger skin. We do not fear that we have been left powerless or purposeless in this world. Because if we do nothing else than worship the living God who created all and loves beyond our understanding, then we are doing exactly what we are created to do. So if someone comes peeking through the closets of our lives, they will find signs of ordinary fears: locks on doors, well-padded shoes, savings account, medications, and all the rest. But we know that the only thing to truly fear is living without worshiping the God we know, the God who is always with us.